Howdy. Today we're going to be creating this DMT Hyperspace effect in Blender and After Effects.
What happens on DMT for a large number of people, I mean, we don't have any statistics, but it is a completely confounding experience. I mean, you may have had the expectation, you might think if you had never had a psychedelic experience, that it sort of begins like the Bach B minor fugue and goes from there.
Okay, so we're going to start out with using kind of this chaotic animation that I have to kind of get these colors. But what we're mainly interested in creating today is these shapes and projecting the chaotica animation onto these shapes using the Luma mats in After Effects. So let's start out creating these kind of hexagonal patterns. We can start out with a plane, RX 90, go into tab to go into edit mode, hit a Control R, left click, right click, S, Z, right click these, S, Z while holding Control. Want to get a nice hexagonal pattern. See, okay, yeah, that looks good. Hit A, E, right click, and then hit S. Oh wait, hold on. Let's right click on this edge. Hit A. E, right click. Hit A. Control N. Now we're going to, and you hit a middle mouse to square to go around, to scroll around. Okay, hit E and then Y to extrude on the Y axis. Hit A, Control N, go to Edge Select, Alt right click that, right click at. What we're doing here is, you'll see that there's these, it isn't just like a blob, there's these edges here that we want for the Luma mat, so that way it's a little bit more clear. Okay, now I hit Control B to bevel, and then add a new material, click plus, add another material, and we're going to make this black. Make that in the viewport. Control C over this, Control V for the viewport colors, so that way we can see it. And then assign, and then we have this. Okay, so now we're going to hit Shift D to duplicate it. Then get a pattern. Let me look at what I had for this pattern. And then hit Shift D again. Shift D, drag it on the Z axis. Okay, and that's a basic shape, because I think I'd want the camera to go through here. Hit A, Shift D, and I'll just move it to one of these layers over there. Okay, so now hit A and Control J, and then let's bring it to here. GX Control GZ, because we want it to. We want the origin. We want it to be nice and centered, so that way it spins nice. Okay, looks pretty good. Looks like a pretty good spin. Okay, and I set the end frames to 90, by the way. Now, what you'll notice is these are kind of spinning in different directions. I couldn't find a way to do that in Element 3D, but luckily we can do it in Blender and then just export the OBJ sequence and then import it that way. So I'm gonna hit it to. I'm gonna hit keyframe the iLock rot scale just to have everything. Or keyframing the rotation. Rotate 360, iLock rot scale. Let's see if this is good. Didn't do anything. Okay, set this to 360. Oh yeah, oops. Okay, set this to 360. And now, if you go to the graph editor, you could set that to linear if you want a more linear shape. Okay, so now go to our favorite modifier for all things trippy, the array modifier. Let's set this to -40. Okay, set that to 7. Okay, hit Shift D. Drag it by the y-axis, approximately halfway. And now we're going to set this to -360. Now you have them spinning in different directions. Okay, so now the next step is to go to File, Export, OBJ, click on Animation, and then you'll have an OBJ sequence. Okay, now that you have that, we're going to hop into After Effects, grab our Chaotica animation to get the colors. And I will provide this in the description. I mean, for this, you could use Mandelbrot, you can use Mandelbulb 3D, or you can use Chaotica, and we get element, file, import 3D sequence. Hit OK, scale that shit up. Because it gets really tiny. From Blender to After Effects for Blender to Element rather, for some reason. And increase the particle size a little bit. Okay. And now for the fun part. You just drag this chaotic animation into your comp, and then for track matte you go to Loomer matte. And as you can see, because with the bevel we made earlier, we have these edges. Now we can animate a camera going through it. Yay. Okay. We can go to Effect, Distort Flow Motion, keyframe the amount, Well, let's drag it. Yeah. Trippy. So it's not exactly the same, but it's a generally similar effect. So there you have it. That is the effect that we have. I mean, you can do a lot with matting. It's extremely useful. I mean, you could, for instance, you could have like a 3D model loaded up in Element, and to have, you know, your kind of shape, and then you could have something, you know, kind of trippy like some fractals, and then have that on and use the face as a mat, so that way the fractals would be projected onto the mat. So that could be your homework assignment, is instead of having these geometric shredder shapes, you could load in like a face model or any other kind of model. I'd be really excited to see what you guys come up with. And a super duper challenge that gets, well, it doesn't really get you anything material, but so brownie points is to get it to kind of speed up. Yeah. So that could be your homework for extra credit, but the basis of the effect is there. All right. So I hope you found this useful. If you're a patron, thank you so much for supporting the work we do at Focus Shift, and happy holidays. Peace.